Good morning, YouTube. Zio here. We are going to talk about the aftermath and everything else is going on with Activision Blizzard after they decided to side with their big brother China over there because what they told us versus what they told the people over there are completely a different story. It's night and day. So let's just get into it, shall we? Now, over here we see what we saw yesterday, of course. What we were looking at, it was the Section 219 Hearthstone Grandmasters Official Competition Rule version 1.5, page 12, section 6.10. Engaging in an act that a Blizzard, or in Blizzard's sole discretion, brings you into the public disrepute, offends a portion of a group or the public, or otherwise damages Blizzard's image, will result in removal of the Grandmasters and reduction of the player prize total to 0, in addition to other remedies which we may provide or under the handbook of Blizzard's website's terms. And this is what we were all spoon-fed, of course. It was a rule violation. It was a stupid rule violation for banning Blitzchung for 12 months, taking away all his prize money, and essentially telling him to GTOF after his support for Hong Kong. Again, when it comes to Activision or activism in games, keep that outside to your private place. I think Blizzard, if anything, should have just pulled him off to the side and was like, look, we know you're passionate about it, but keep politics out of this. It should have been how it should have been handled, but that's not how it was handled. Of course, it was the heavy-handed of Blizzard who whacked him down like that. But it, of course, has come out what has actually been said. Now, over there, they have a different thing. They've got the Great Firewall of China and other stuff, so they don't see the same things that we do or have access to the same stuff. But their official side over there released this statement, which I believe is roughly translated. But we are very angered and disappointed at what happened at the event and do not condone it in any way. We also highly object to the spreading of personal political beliefs in this manner. Effective immediately, we've banned the contestant from the event and terminated work with the broadcasters. We will always respect and defend the pride of our country. Yeah, it was a rule violation. That's what it was. It's a rule violation, but really they're defending the pride of their country, of course, which isn't their country. We're talking about a U.S.-based company here who is kowtowing to China's sensibilities, which is a bit on the ridiculous side. Turns out it's not the only one, too. We've got a list here we can go through here in a second of all sorts of other things. But also, if there is an echo, I apologize. I've moved into this other room. It's a bit different, and it's echoing. So it's something to put up to try and block out some of that echo. I don't know, blankets or something. But the fallout. Here's the fun part. The fallout. So many people have been upset about this entire thing. The people are literally unsubscribing. They're uninstalling. I mean, heck, I went ahead and I uninstalled my stuff. And before you think I'm just a giant Blizzard hater, because I'm sure that's what it sounds like if you've ever seen any one of my videos, because I rag on them quite often. I'm not. I've been a fan of Blizzard for years. I mean, heck, I still have an original Warcraft Orcs versus Human, or Works in Humans, as well as the Warcraft 2 discs and everything else, Diablo and stuff like that. I've been a fan of theirs for years. So to watch them go down this path is quite saddening, to say the least. But let's go ahead and take a look. Here's a popular Hearthstone caster who has quit in protest of Blizzard's Hong Kong punishment. And this is a guy who's got a lot to lose. Unlike somebody like me who's just, talking about it on the internet, and other people who don't have a whole lot to, lose from talking about it, because that's what we do. This guy here stands to lose everything, considering he straight up quits his job in protest. And Epic, of course, gets in on this as well, which is always interesting thing to see. We can say I'm not a huge fan of Epic Games, or at least not the Epic Games store. We'll go with that. Epic Games, anyway. But Epic Games says it won't punish Fortnite players for political speech. CEO Tim Sweeney said it will never happen on my watch, which is great. If he wants to take that stance, I'm all for it. It makes me see the company in a more favorable light, of course. However, Tencent owns a large chunk of their company as well. And just like Mark Kern, who was in the original team for Warcraft and Blizzard and stuff, he can be pushed down as long as they own enough of a stake to do so. And we could see sometime in the near future Tim Sweeney being forced to step down or resign his position as he gets replaced because Tencent wants it to. But here he is, straight up just saying it. Epic is a US company, and I'm the controlling shareholder. Tencent is approximately 40% shares, and there are many other shareholders, including myself and investors. Now, that's what he said the other day, or yesterday. I also heard a 48% number being passed around on different sites and stuff, that Tencent owned 48%. So I don't know if Tencent suddenly bought up a bunch or what exactly happened. But yeah, so he may not be holding a stake, or he may not be at the top for too much longer. I guess it just really depends on how much he ticks off China. But it is nice to see him take such a stance. But of course, the rebellion continues. We have players, we have higher level players. We even have Blizzard employees protesting as of right now about when it comes to this. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and take a look at this, shall we?
Game over. That it is.
Boom! You can see it right there. Wait, no, you can't. My face is in the way. let's bring it smaller again. Right there in the bottom left corner. Free Hong Kong. Boycott Blizz. They immediately cut that off and go to the other side. Free Hong Kong.
They played great.
American University.
Coming through, and it was.
And everybody's just like, yep.
By American, really making it so that we got to see every possible.
But yeah, so that's good to see. Everybody is pretty much getting here, taking their hits in on Blizzard, because Blizzard deserves it at this point. You've shown us where you stand, and we don't care for you anymore. But Blizzard employees covered up the Every Voice Matters sign. So if you don't know, at Blizzard, their headquarters, they have a giant statue, right? The statue is a orc, a mounted orc, and down at the bottom they've got this thing, and it says different things like think globally and Every Voice Matters. And of course, some of the employees have taken it upon themselves to cover up the Every Voice Matters sign, because obviously it doesn't. I mean, come on. You went through and you said this. We'd like to emphasize tournament and player conduct within the Hearthstone esports community for players and talent. While we stand by one's right to express individual thoughts and opinions. However, if you do that and it ticks off our Chinese overlords, we will ban you for 12 months. Yeah. But Blizzard employees also apparently walked out in protest. They walked out with umbrellas. There's a picture floating about, but I can't find it right now. I was kind of hoping it was in this article, but it doesn't seem to actually be in here. anywhere. But yeah, they walked out with umbrellas and took a picture and protested that way. There's a umbrella protest, which is a protest that was done a while back, a few years back, because of tear gas or something. Anyway, go look it up. It has significance. I just don't remember what it is. But here's the best. Well, I don't know if it's the best part, but here's something that I saw coming, and I should have mentioned it when I talked about it beforehand, but I didn't. But apparently Blizzard has disabled all 4 authentication methods to actively stop people from deleting their accounts. This is beyond discussing spread awareness. Account verification due to too many attempts. Email code has been locked. Please try another method of verification. A lot of people were getting this message. Apparently, they were being told due to too many attempts when it was their first attempt. And I saw that one coming. See, when Funimation was having a huge issue earlier this year, people went en masse to unsub from their subscription services. Also, for about the better part of a week, for some odd reason, that entire button to unsub stopped working, and it was an error, a mess up. Something broke on the site during an update. So it would not, surprise me in the least if Blizzard is currently ducking down right now and hoping this is all going to blow over, and if they just have an accident with the unsub or the verification methods or something so people can actually get into unsub and stuff, in about a week they'll forget, everything will die down, nobody will be canceling their subs, and so on and so forth, which is exactly what I think they're going to do, because as of right now, of me recording this, they have yet to actually say anything. And a lot of things have been on lockdown. There have also been moderators on their Reddit threads, or their Reddit thing that I can't think of what it's called. Anyway, Reddit stepping down as well. But this is a pretty interesting thing that somebody has put together that I think is worthy of a look. I know we talk about games, but these are all the companies that are apparently doing stuff because China, to help, to be friendly with China, I guess you can say. But yeah, Activision Blizzard bans players for supporting Hong Kong democracy protests, confiscates all his winnings, fires 2 casters who interviewed him. Apple censors Taiwan flag emoji in iOS in Hong Kong. Apple partial entity, or I can't speak. Anyway, censors Hong Kong protest map from App Store. Relented after it turned into a PR mess, now letting the app into the App Store. Ban censors pro Hong Kong democracy design and the shoe design competition. NBA rebukes Rockets manager for his pro Hong Kong tweet, saying NBA was extremely disappointed with Maury's inappropriate comment, backpedaled after this turned into a PR nightmare, now saying they support Maury's freedom of speech. Yeah, that was the other thing that was going on at the exact same time the Blizzard thing was happening. Disney ESPN forbids any mentions of Chinese politics when discussing Rockets manager Pro HK tweet. Esports host wow. Anyway, I don't know what happened. Viacom Paramount scissors Taiwan flag from the jacket worn by Tom Cruise in the new Top Gun movie. Really? That happened? I hadn't seen the new Top Gun movie, so I don't know. I like Top Gun. The old one, anyway. Disney Marvel censors a Tibetan monk from Doctor Strange and turns him into a white woman per the movie's screenwriter. If you acknowledge that Tibet is a place and that he's Tibetan, you risk alienating 1 billion people who think that's bullshit. Really? I did not know that. Is that real? Did that actually happen? Is that why the monk was that one woman? By the way, she was awesome in the movie. I like Doctor Strange. And I like the movie too. Anyway, Calvin Klein coach, Marriott, Nike, Activision Blizzard cuts live stream when American University team holds up a Pro HK sign. Apple, Riot Games censors the word Hong Kong, forcing casters to refer to the team Hong Kong attitude as HKA. Really? Huh. Really, Riot? You too? Let's see. Apple, Google. There's more. Mercedes apologizes for hurting the feelings of the people of China for quoting Dalai Lama on Instagram. Really? Really? American Airlines, Delta United, Audi, Mahjong Zal. Wow, Ray-Ban. TikTok, of all things, censors videos that mention... Okay. Moves tweet showing model cover up one eye. Alright. Well, you think I think we get the gist here. I'm gonna have all this stuff down in the comments below so you can go ahead and take a look here. The US hotel giant Marriott said it is in the process of sacking an employee for wrongfully liking a Twitter post by a group that supported independence for Tibet. Yep, that's exactly where we are. And here's where apparently a sign was confiscated during a game.
Thank you. Enjoy the game. Enjoy the game. Thank you.
Really? Was that necessary? So, here's a question real quick. What country do we live in? We in the United States of America? Or are we in China? You know, it's starting to get hard to tell, to be totally honest, with all these companies following and, doing things to help China out. Anyway, this video has gone on way too long about looking at all this other stuff. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I will talk to you later. See ya.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, smash that like button, and always subscribe for more. And of course, there are other videos floating around somewhere on the screen, so click one of those and see if you can find something that suits your fancy. Till then, I'll see you later. Bye.